Coming up, music and art unite in West Vancouver.
There's a variety of activities for the family to be doing, things of all ages.
Keeping heritage homes alive.
What's in here? It looks like a closet door, doesn't it? But it's actually the stairwell going upstairs.
And hold on to your tiaras. A princess party is hitting the big stage.
You can put the princesses back in their stories?
Welcome to Go on Shaw TV. I'm your host, Vanessa Ibarra, coming to you from the Harmony Arts Festival here in West Vancouver. As one of the North Shore's best loved community events, this festival has been bringing together art and music for the past 25 years, with the summer celebration getting bigger year after year. Over 70 pop-up artists, 50 musical performers, a dozen food trucks, and one stunning view. Welcome to the 25th Annual Harmony Arts Festival.
The West Vancouver community has quite a large arts culture here, and so what began as a sort of a celebration of arts within the local community has grown into this extremely big event. There's a variety of activities for the family to be doing, things of all ages, and it's also a beautiful place. It's a great scenery here.
I'm here with Tanya Glebe, one of the artists taking part in the Harmony Arts Festival, one of many pop-up artists. Tell me about your craft you do here, very eclectic and different.
Yeah, I make all kinds of jewelry out of mixed materials, mostly natural materials, horn, bone, leather, horsehair.
With this, the fifth year, Tanya has been selling her work at the festival, which now draws in over 130,000 people throughout its 10 days. The benefits for her and the rest of the participating artists goes beyond making a profit.
There's a lot of networking, actually. We share information about sources, where to get certain materials, what shows are really strong. There's certain shows that are really strong for jewelry. There's some for the artists. So a lot of sharing of information. It's great.
Along with artist exposure, the summer event is also a chance for performing bands such as tonight's Me and May to reconnect with their BC roots.
We're playing for our community. We're both from the Lower Mainland. The entire band's from the Lower Mainland. And so it's just awesome to play where you live and to make new fans in your community. It's the first time we've ever played at the Harmony Arts Festival, and we're right on the ocean. It can't get any better than this.
We get to sleep in our own bed tonight, so it's exciting, which doesn't happen often. So
It's a win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
However, for festival goers wanting to sleep where they party, you can do that now too, for a price.
We have a pop-up marina going on in which you can bring your boat by reservation, and you're essentially having a valet parking for your boat. You can go leave throughout the day, enjoy the festival, and you have a place to stay overnight, which is your own home.
I bet you have one of your boats parked down there?
I do not.
One day.
Yes.
With locally catered eateries and beer gardens also set up along the waterfront, just like the art itself, this event is a celebration, one that is likely to continue for years to come. To learn all about this year's festival, be sure to visit harmonyarts.ca. Well, speaking of art, this next artistic entrepreneur may be the youngest. She didn't just ask for a handout from mom and dad when pricey band camps were on the horizon. She went out and worked for it.
I like a challenge. It's fun.
Emma Singer isn't making money the way most 14-year-olds do. When she realized she needed some income for things like band trips, she didn't make up a resume or ask her parents for a handout. She started her own woodworking business, and after a few craft fairs and an active Facebook page to show off her pieces, she's now turning a profit.
I had a whole bunch of people like, hey, they saw this and they're like, hey, we want some. And I'm like, okay. So I started making them, and then the idea caught on and more people want it.
In her backyard workspace, she builds height boards for parents and grandparents to mark the growth of kids, arbor benches, and learning towers. And Emma's already got t-shirts, business cards, and aspirations of hiring employees. Quite the entrepreneurial spirit for someone in grade 8.
I kind of just wanted to make money, get $18,000 in the bank or whatever before I'm 18. That way the interest works for itself and I get more money. as long as I don't touch it.
She started Night Owl Creations about a year ago, and her parents couldn't be happier.
Oh, so proud. I have a little hashtag that I use, my little entrepreneur, or so proud of my little entrepreneur.
Mom and Dad have helped her getting started, giving her money for supplies and teaching her skills, but Emma in turn has paid them back, both for the loan and for their time.
I think it's really cool. There's not a lot of jobs for 14-year-olds, and she's found a little niche where she can work, and she really enjoys it as well. It's really creative, and it really helps her to explore her creative side.
This way we get to spend more time together, we have fun, we make jokes, have lemonade. Different things that make it so that we can bond.
And this one is to her mother-in-law, Barb, for the grandkids.
What?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barb's getting one too.
And the whole experience has not only been a lesson in business or art, but about being proud of creating something that people will make a part of their lives.
Can't really describe it, kind of makes me happy. A little bit bashful, because it's like, hey, this is something I've done, this is something that people are enjoying, because it's something that they can take from house to house. They don't have to cut out their whole wall just so they can have the years worth of marks on it.
To see Emma's work, you can visit facebook.com/nightowl247. In Surrey, I'm Paul McClellan for Go West Coast.
Emma's mom runs a couple of businesses from home, so I see where she gets her smarts from. Well, don't go anywhere, because coming up in the show, after the break, turning old into new.
The heritage is the most evident. This is the original woodwork.
And celebrating a berry comeback in the Fraser Valley.
We were able to save quite a bit of equipment.
Hi, my name is Alex Salazar, Executive Director of CNAG, inviting you to take part of this historical event for the Filipino people here in BC, the Tela Fashion Show fundraiser on August 7 at Riverside Grand Ballroom. The show is no less than a tapestry of the Mindanao Philippine Island people's rich culture and identity, showcasing their prized Philippine indigenous fabrics like Mindanao silk, will hit the runway for the first time here in BC. Proceeds for this event will go towards answering the cry of the poor, ANCOP, a charitable organization present in over 100 countries for the purpose of alleviating the destitution of the poor through child sponsorship, community development, and humanitarian relief. For tickets, you can visit us on our website at www.tela.cinagcanada.com or call 778-928-7539.
Welcome back to Go on Shaw TV. I'm your host, Vanessa Ibarra, enjoying the Harmony Arts Festival happening here in West Vancouver on Argyle Street until August 9th. Now, along with checking out awesome artists and also musical performances, another thing you definitely want to check out is the Movie in the Park series happening every night till August 9th. They're playing Dirty Dancing, Back to the Future, all the classics, so should make for a great show. Well, speaking of show, let's move on to our next story here on Go. From Maple Ridge all the way to West Vancouver, the Lower Mainland is known for housing many historic treasures. In fact, you need look only next door to find something of monumental historical value. Take the people in our next story, for example, who are working hard to save a 1930s character home.
Stuff like that. There's a nice phone up here. She brought this over for us. Yeah.
I'm sure these weren't that comfortable.
This goes on your TV screen. The delightful illusion of color on your present black and white TV set. So you just put a screen on and suddenly it looks like you've got a color TV. We plan to make this house a place that we're going to be happy in for a long, long time.
Built in the 30s, this heritage home still stands tall over Maple Ridge, and its history is written on the walls.
These rooms, the heritage is the most evident. This is the original woodwork. The brickwork over here is quite rare. Each of these bricks is cut to a different parallelogram. What's in here? It looks like a closet door, doesn't it? But it's actually the stairwell going upstairs.
The house was built by millworker Carl Whitehead for his family in the city's Hammond neighborhood. Since then, the home has stayed in the family and is now owned by Whitehead's own granddaughter.
I never met my grandparents because they passed away before I was born, and it's like being in the house is like being with them. My daughter's growing up in the same room as my mom grew up in, which is wonderful. My son's growing up in my uncle's room.
So yeah, the only reason this cabinet is here is because of the stairwell. That's the ceiling of the stairwell in there.
The age of the home gives it its charm, but it also makes it harder to maintain.
I don't know how that worked at all, really. There's a lot of challenges in a heritage house. And when I give tours, people kind of look around a little bit tragically with the assumption that this is the kind of house that gets torn down and built new because it's not as efficient and it's difficult to maintain.
But for the couple, rebuilding this historic gem has never been an option.
A ironing board. Anytime you think of a new efficient house, well, if you've destroyed an old house to make that new efficient house, you've wasted so many resources that it's very hard to recoup with the efficiency of the new house. That retrofitting older houses, whether they're heritage or not, becomes the most sustainable practice.
Instead, they began thinking of a solution to make the house more environmentally friendly.
I wanted to do more than just the little bit that, changing your light bulbs and recycling.
Slowly, they began replacing the old with the new, and although it was the harder and more expensive way to go, they think it will pay off in the future.
It's still pretty unaffordable because of that upfront cost. Unless you start thinking of your house as a forever house, unless you start thinking 20 years down the road, 30 years down the road, I'm going to be living here and I'm going to have a bill, an energy bill that is less than half. The greenest house is the one that's already standing. You've already spent the money to put it in. All you need to do is make it better.
And no matter how much things change, the family says it will never lose its special connection to the house.
It kind of tickles me to think that I'm using the same baking drawer as my grandma. When we bought the house from my mom, she said, now I know why I kept it all these years.
Their efforts will also ensure that the Hammond Forever House remains a staple part of the community for generations to come. I'm Imadagahi in Maple Ridge for Go on Shaw TV.
To view all the improvements happening at Hammond Forever House, be sure to visit hammondfh.ca. Well, let's move down to the Fraser Valley now on Go. As we all know, berries grow all over the Fraser Valley. In fact, some farms consider it their specialty. However, there's one farm in Abbotsford that's especially known for their fresh fruit, and they've gotten that way from rising above the ashes.
To get the best quality berries, you have to go to the source. And for many people in Abbotsford, that source has been Mann Farms. For the past 35 years, the Mann family has been picking berries in the Fraser Valley and has since grown into much more than just a local fruit stand. They've even brought a few friends to help them entertain the locals. But it wasn't all smiles in the beginning.
My husband's family came from India in 1972. And the first 5 years were kind of like hard, like as an immigrant, being in Canada. But then back then there was less resources. The stories were totally different. So after hard work of a few years, they bought their first farm, and that's how our Mann Farm story started.
But the first few years of struggle were nothing compared to what the family would wake up to on July 14th, 2014.
This was their Canadian dream. Decades of hard work, countless hours of sweat and tears, now going up in flames.
Something that just came right out of left field. You don't think something like that's gonna ever happen to you, but it did. And then within the overnight, we lost our entire building. The structural damage was so bad that we had to tear everything down. We were able to save quite a bit of the equipment and stock and inventory and what here and there. But because of the smoke and how it gets right into everything, and also the water, because of all the water the fire trucks were dumping on there, a lot of our inventory was lost.
But they didn't stay down for long. Over the past year, the family has bounced back to rebuild the barn and has even taken it one step further by adding more entertainment for its visitors. and they couldn't have done it without the help of the community.
People were driving by and always helping. There's quite a few companies around the community who we did already have a partnership with that did rent different items such as tents, any recovery items. Many of the customers who also came by, and then emotional support, you know, morale. That's one of the biggest things, is when you take such a long time to build what you had and then it's gone and then you don't really know what to do, but everybody said that we have to move forward, and we knew in our hearts that that's what we wanted to offer to our customers and also for ourselves as well. This is what we've been known for, this is who we are. So it doesn't matter what happens, we'll always keep moving forward.
It feels great now that we have achieved our goals. We try to bring bigger and better with our play areas, and our projects are even greater. So
it's just been amazing to see where we are. We know that there's so much more that we can add on, and that's what we will. We've been purchasing properties to nearby, which we will expand on, and people will be looking forward to newer and better things from Man Farms to come in the future.
In Abbotsford, I'm Danny Gonsalves for Go on Shaw TV.
Gotta admit, there's nothing better than fresh berries in the summertime. Well, stick with us. There's still a lot more coming up on the show, including a set of talented twins. You're watching Go. After the break, meet White Rock's newest serenading sisters. And watch out Disney on Ice. There's a new production in town.
You mean you can help us?
Hi everyone, I'd like to invite you to a free outdoor concert on August 7th, right here at the Jack Pool Plaza in front of the Olympic Cauldron. Feel free to bring blankets and lawn chairs for your own comfort, and it's first come, first serve for seating. We will be performing work by Beethoven, Symphony No. 9, the finale, joined by the Vancouver Bach Choir and the Vancouver Oratorio Society. It will be about a 60-piece orchestra with over 110 singers. We will also be performing the New World Symphony by Dvorak, the second movement, and selections from Stravinsky's Firebird. So please come down and join us on August 7th. For more information, please visit our website at www.vmocanada.com.
Thanks for joining us once again here on Go, broadcasting from the 25th Annual Harmony Arts Festival. Well, next up on the show is a singer-songwriter duo from White Rock. Alana and Brianne Finn Morris are known for performing an eclectic variety of guitar, as well country music and pop-influenced songs. And together they're called Finn Morris.
It's a good way to vent. Yeah, like especially songwriting. Yeah, songwriting. Because if you're really mad about something, you can write an angry song or a happy song.
And for twin sisters Alana and Brianne Finn Morris, also known as Fionn, music was more than just an outlet. It also helped bring them out of their shell.
We used to be really shy when we were kids. We didn't talk to, like, I don't know, if like my mom told me to go talk to someone, I'd just be really nervous.
Corner have been painted into. Come on, I'm begging you, please. Make it anyone but me.
The singer-songwriter duo grew up in White Rock with music, influenced by their classically trained piano-playing parents.
We've always been singing together ever since we were like little kids, but we started a choir when we were about 6 years old, Surrey Children's Choir, and we sang with that for I think about 5 years, and then we started busking together and singing and harmonizing when we were 13 at Granville Island.
And that gave them the experience to sing in public, leading to several gigs around town and also in Nashville, resulting in them recording an EP in LA last year with famous country music producer and songwriter Steve Dorff, who has worked with the likes of Anne Marie and Kenny Rogers.
We didn't write the songs on this EP, but we picked them out, and they're really, really good songs. And yeah, we really enjoyed singing.
It was really fun. It was great.
But the duo does write a lot of their own original songs.
Some of the themes in our songs are like, you know, love and, you know, relationships, and also just, you know,
having fun. Yeah, some of them, we've had like a few beach songs since we live at the beach.
Together, the talented 17-year-olds perform an eclectic mix of guitar, banjo, and mandolin-based folk, country, and pop, and have been a well-known face in the White Rock community.
We usually see like kind of the same people, and they're always really nice and supportive. It's really nice in the summer. Like, it's a really nice thing to be doing, especially like when we're singing in the sunsets and it's so pretty, and everyone's gathered around. It's really fun. We really enjoy it.
Songwriting continues to be an integral part of the Fion sisters' routine, and they're looking to move to Nashville after high school with the hopes of getting signed to a record label and recording an album with their own original songs. In White Rock, I'm Jenny Tozy for Go on Shaw TV.
We both agreed we'd never stick around.
To see the young duo for yourself, be sure to swing by Crowsberry Farms. They've got a performance happening in Langley in September. To view more tour dates, you can visit alanabrienne.com. Well, as most parents with young children know, when it comes to birthdays, princess parties are all the rage thanks to Disney's Frozen. And now there's a brand new production house taking this Disney princess thing to a whole nother level.
Then they wanted to see more, so I've been practicing.
Rehearsing lines.
You mean you can help us? You can put the princesses back in their stories?
I can.
And blocking out actors' movements. All very regular and ordinary aspects of practicing a play.
I think there's something so magical about actually being present and seeing like these princesses, these characters in person. It's so different from just watching a film or, you know, especially these days we watch everything like on screens, but actually that moment of being present and alive with actors, it's that like true magic of theater moment.
The medium is classic. The studio-style stage setup at the Pacific Theater allows for an intimate experience. The performers of this production also take it a step further and have the young audience participate. Once Upon a Princess can be quite nostalgic for adults to watch, but it's a chance for children to watch characters come alive.
Magic!
It's a really, I'm a big fan of, you know, theater for kids, like theater that can really, you know, there's so much magic in theater, and especially for young kids. I mean, I remember as a kid totally falling in love with the magic of theater, and I love the idea of creating theater that will have that same kind of spell on kids again.
The story follows an overwhelmed young girl who wishes she wasn't herself. Through meeting characters from the Hans Christian Andersen stories, she learns a unique lesson from each one.
So there's 6 completely different princesses. They seem very ordinary and very human-like on stage, and I just appreciate that so much because I know growing up too, it was such an illusion of what a princess is.
And instead of making them just about, oh, they're beautiful, the lessons that they all need to teach Emily are about love and kindness and courage and compassion and patience. And those are the core lessons and the core themes of those stories.
Besides having the strong female characters teach the audience about looking for the good in people, the story also encourages kids to use their imagination, be creative, and experience magic.
Sometimes kids are just being forced to grow up so quickly these days. And so I think I would hope that they would take away just the understanding that everybody's a princess and it doesn't matter your background or you know, where you stand in society or what you look like or how you dress, that it's a lot more about what's inside.
Though this is only their first production, the team hopes to stage subsequent shows using the princess theme.
We would like to start doing more children's theater and specifically focused on, I think, values and that balance between magic and make-believe, and also really teaching strong values and having people leave the theater really feeling transformed and hopeful.
From the ordinary format of theater comes a world of extraordinary tales waiting to be told. From the Pacific Theater in Vancouver, I'm Tiffany Gurdon for Go on Shaw TV.
Once Upon a Princess is happening August 5th to 8th. For more information, visit brownpapertickets.com.
Hey everyone, it is time again for Fiona on the Street, and we are here in beautiful Fort Langley to find out how you're dealing with this hot summer weather. How are you dealing with this unusually hot weather?
Well, I try and get outside where it's breezy and maybe go to the shopping malls.
Somewhere air conditioned?
Somewhere air conditioned, yes. My house backs onto some green space, so we do have the trees that help keeps us a little bit cooler though.
My activity levels have gone way down. So not much going on until it cools off.
I have AC in my home, so actually it hasn't been too bad because I have an escape.
We have a boat, so we keep most of our time out in the boat. And
that's a great way to do it.
Yes, it's nice and cool.
Trying to use the fans, stay indoors, but we're still doing our normal stuff.
Air conditioning inside. It's absolutely the only way I can survive.
I actually moved from Las Vegas to come to this temperate climate, and I find it very difficult to operate when it's really hot. It just takes all the energy, zaps it out of you.
I saw you fanning yourself. How are you dealing with our unusually hot summer?
Low, just staying quiet and trying to find a breeze somewhere. Getting outside, walking around, wearing cool things, enjoying the heat.
What do you think about this hot weather? Do you have air conditioning in your home? Are you looking forward to going camping?
Thank you so much, Fiona. Well, that wraps up today's show, coming to you from the Harmony Arts Festival here in West Vancouver. Again, if you'd like to swing by for yourself and check out their awesome musical performances happening, also artist pop-up tents, it's happening until August 9th on Argyle Street. You can view the full lineup for this year's festival at harmonyarts.ca. Until next time, I'm Vanessa Ibarra.